Do you need to rebuild trust with yourself? Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to another Mind Right Monday. I'm your host, Bonnie Kelly. So today we are talking about how you can rebuild trust for yourself. Now, maybe you have just procrastinated over and over again. Maybe you've just failed at something over and over again. Maybe you just don't follow through and you've kind of broken your trust with yourself. Well, whatever it is that you need to rebuild trust with yourself, I've got 3 amazing tips to help you begin to do just that. So without further ado, let's just dive right into them with the first one, which is look at what you've already achieved. One of the ways that we can begin to rebuild trust with ourselves is that you have to look at not just your failures, but we need to look at our successes as well. Neither one of them are all-encompassing. It's very easy for our mind to fool us with the language of always and never. Now, those are language of absolutes. The reality is you're not always a failure. You're not always procrastinating. You just might be procrastinating the majority of the time. But maybe there's areas of your life that you're not procrastinating. Maybe there's areas of your life that you actually are following through. So we want to be mindful of this language of always and never and kind of pull back on that and start to look for where you actually are having success in your life. Where have you succeeded? And we want to focus on that to begin to rebuild trust with yourself. Helen Keller famously said, "Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence." Now, confidence comes actually after trust, but how do you build confidence with yourself? It's repeated action. It's repeated success. And so for us to have more success and to focus on those little areas, we need to start doing a victory dance even when we accomplish or succeed in the smallest areas of our life. So a good example of this is that maybe you feel that you're a procrastinator, but yet you make your bed every single day. Well, you don't procrastinate with that, or maybe you take the trash out when it's full. Well, you're not procrastinating with that. So we want to start celebrating that. Do a victory dance and be like, woo! I took out the trash. I followed through. I did not put that off. I didn't procrastinate. I'm great at this. And so then that really challenges that always and never language and allows you to start really seeing how great you are, and you can build on that momentum and success. All right, this leads me to my next tip, which is follow through even when you don't want to. Okay, so this is a big part of rebuilding trust, is doing things in spite of the fear, in spite of the doubt, in spite of lack of motivation. Is that you need to be willing to follow through with whatever you say you're going to do. So if, again, you struggle with procrastination and maybe you have call reluctance as an issue and you know you just need to make those phone calls and you find yourself distracting yourself doing all of this busy work until the day is over and, oh man, I don't have time to make those calls. Darn it. No, we need to follow through even when we don't want to. So there's an old saying that it's like do the hardest and baddest and nastiest and most challenging things first. So if you do that first thing in the morning, like you wake up and before you start anything else, before you open that computer, before you check that email, you make those calls. Well, now you are proving to yourself that you are capable. You start to do the things that you need to do to push you forward that before the excuses take over. This is a big reason why I go to the gym at 5:30 in the morning. It's not because I really want to, but it's because at that time, I don't have time to think about all the reasons why I shouldn't go to the gym. I get up, I grab my shake, and I go. And as a result, I get my workout in every single day. I know me. If I wait till the end of the day, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to come up with 50 excuses of why I don't want to or I can't do that, and I won't go. So you need to follow through even when you don't want to and do the things first thing of the day. I mean, Theodore Roosevelt famously said, "Each time we face our fear, we gain strength, courage, and confidence in the doing." It's just about perseverance. It's just about finding reasons why it's important for you to do that. Now, why would you want to go to the gym? Well, because you're going to feel better. It's better for your health. You're going to be more active with your children. It's just a willingness to do things in spite of the obstacles. life is always going to give you pushback, especially when you're building new habits, especially when you're rebuilding trust with yourself. Everything in your brain says that, no, you failed at this before, so you're going to fail at this again. We have to push through that fear, push through that resistance. And on the other side is going to be a trusting and successful relationship with yourself where you do the things you say you're going to do. All right, this leads me to my third and final tip this week, which is start managing your mind. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite topics. I mean, if you follow me at all on any of my videos, I often talk about the importance of managing your mind. I mean, this is called Mind Right Monday. Why is this such a big deal? Because if you have not been strength training your mind, if you've not been disciplining, if you've been not investigating what's going on in the inner world, then you're always going to be a victim to what's going on in the outer world. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it. That 90% is the inner world. In Buddhism, they say that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Well, that means that you're going to face adversity. You're going to face failure. You're going to fail yourself. You're going to do things that are out of alignment with your values or out of alignment with your belief system. All of that is the inner world. All of that is our subconscious beliefs that are wreaking havoc in our life. All of that is going to be our inability to use our voice, or us not honoring our feelings, or us not being aware to what we think and what we feel. And if we're not managing our minds, then we will be victim. We are going to be at the effect of what's going on out here. We're going to be easily influenced or pushed or skewed in one direction. But not if you are managing your mind. Now, this requires some serious mental push-ups. Now, if you need help with that, seriously, check out the link below. I have 7 days for you free where you can begin to start doing in 10 minutes or less some serious mental push-ups. No credit card, check it out. Now, let me end this section with an awesome quote, which is, life is 10% of what you experience and 90% of how you respond to it. Don't you love that my quote is something that I've already planted a seed with? But it's very true, okay? Dorothy had it very right when she said this, when she famously said this quote. It is how you respond to things. And your responses emanate from in here, not out there. The result of them is out here, but the start and the source of them is in here. So begin to start doing some of those mental push-ups. Begin to start challenging your mind. Begin to start to recognize that you have the power. You have the power to change whatever it is in your world that you don't like. You have the power to feel different, to think different right now. And it boils down to your choice. If you need help with that, don't hesitate to call us. You can check me out at bonniekelly.me. I'm here for you every step of the way. Until next time, I'm Bonnie. Did you enjoy this video? I hope so. It was brought to you, as always, from viewers just like you. If you have a personal development question you want to see answered, send it to me. Get inspired at bonniekelly.me. Very easy. We're here for you every step of the way. If I can serve you in any way, please reach out and connect with us. I have a year-long program with your name written all over it that is guaranteed to help you completely transform your inner world so you can have an outward different experience. If you're ready to get started, email us, call us. All of our information is below. Until next time, I'm Bonnie Kelly.